Hey everybody, I just wanted to go ahead and introduce to you guys a new series of videos that I'm planning on doing. Planning on how well this goes will determine whether or not I continue with it. But basically what I'm planning on doing is taking all the various knives that I have and putting them through various cutting demos. So for this one I'm planning on using the Paramilitary 2 and just going through a bunch of various various ways to show the cutting performance of the blade. So I'll start off with a paper test for you guys. So I notice a lot of people like to see blades actually being used, so I think this should be a great way to show you guys, what the blade can do and how it can perform. So razor sharp. That's my fault. But see, razor sharp. Excellent. So now we're going to move on to some cardboard. So I guess your standard 2-ply cardboard. Just plows right through it. This grind on the knife is fantastic. I love the full flat ground blade, and perfect thickness for good cutting. So limited with my cut space. And before I actually proceed to doing another paper cut demo at the end of all this testing, then I'm going to clean off the blade, because when you try to cut paper with a blade that has, various gunk and, sticky residue and everything, it tends to hang up more, so you can't really judge the knife on how good or bad it cuts after it's all gunked up, so, I guess I'll be fair. So all the knives that I test, I guess I'll take through the same stages. So I've already processed a lot of cardboard with this knife, just to test it out, and I really like it. Feels great in the hand, like I've said in the review. Excellent cutting performance, great blade. I think I'm going to roll in some food prep towards the end here so you guys can get a glimpse. So hopefully I've been in the frame the whole time. So just going to finish this whole box. Try to keep it a fairly short video just to demonstrate the cutting performance of this knife. From here I think I'll go proceed to doing some cutting demonstrations. I think I have some leftover celery that I've been had with a previous dinner that I'm not going to eat, so I guess I'll proceed to cutting that up. Just a little bit of resistance because there's quite a bit of tape on this, as you can see. From Tandy, where I get all my leather supplies and everything. There's quite a bit of tape on here, so it's hanging up on the blade, but otherwise, if it didn't have all the darn tape on there, it would be fine. It's just getting stuck up on the residue. Kind of unfair, but I don't know. Yeah, as you can see, it just ripped off a piece of tape. Still good. Great cutting performance. So from here I'm going to go move on to the food, and then I will bring you guys back for another cutting demonstration. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, and you guys can let me know what you think at the end. So I'll bring you guys right back. Thanks. Okay guys, before I proceed to the food prep, I'm going to do some paracord cut tests. So this is just some white paracord. Got about 3,000 feet of paracord altogether, so I got a little bit to waste. I think some of the inner strands just went flying, but it's okay. Great cutting performance. Hopefully I was in frame there. Get you guys up close a little bit. Get it right up to the tip. A little awkward of a view, but I think it did the job. So, you know, excellent slicer, like I've said before, and will always say, really love this knife. Let's see if I can do a push cut for you guys real quick. So, does a okay push cut. Maybe I need to hit it more in the center. So, yep, nice clean push cut. Very nice. Really like that. Excellent blade. Need to get a little bit of leverage there. Really like this knife. So I'm going to proceed to the food cutting now. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Really appreciate it. So, bring you guys right back. Okay, everybody, thanks for sticking with me this whole time. What I use to clean off my blade here, what I really like to use to get off all that sticky residue from tape, is just some standard lighter fluid. Just a few drops right over the sticky residue and everything, and then just wipe it off with a Q-tip. Comes off really, really easily. So, just a tip for you guys to try out in case you were ever in some situation where you need to get the gunk off your blade, because normally with soap and water I can never get tape residue off, so I usually have to resort to that. So I'm going to do some processing of some celery. Got a bunch of celery here, so we're going to go ahead and see how the Paramilitary 2 performs at some food prep. So nice clean cuts. Seems to be going pretty good. Tip's nice and sharp. I really like that about this knife. You can do some really fine detail cutting if you wanted to. So I got 2 more sticks of celery here that we can go ahead and do. And then I'm going to proceed to a banana. Tell you about that sharp tip. I just poked myself in the finger because I'm looking through the viewfinder this whole time. But sharp knife, you know, got to be careful with what you're doing. So, excellent cutting performance of this blade. This is probably one of my top favorite everyday carry knives. Just, it's a very utilitarian blade shape. Very good for pretty much any task you throw at it, you know, whether it be food prep or, you know, cutting up boxes or something. Now, proceed to a banana. You know, who cuts up a banana, but I guess it's just for the demonstration of the video, I guess. I'll eat the banana afterwards, so hopefully I'm in frame here. Got my banana slices rolling all over the damn place. So let's see. You know, I typically enjoy watching cutting videos. You know, it lets you know how the knife can perform, you know, various tasks that it can do, and how well it excels. So, there's some basic food prep for you. You know, I think that turned out pretty good. And, you know, real quick here, I'll go ahead and proceed back to the paper cutting demonstration, just to test that edge again. So, got another piece of computer paper here. Let's see how this does. Try to get it along the whole face of the blade. Seems to be doing really good. Let's try to get the tip. Hanging up just a tiny, tiny bit. You feel a little bit of resistance. If I go faster, it'll go through pretty easily, but otherwise, still razor sharp. Really love S30V. Spyderco does a good job with that. Again, test the tip a little bit. Nice and sharp. well, for the most part. So, you know, excellent blade, one of my top favorite knives of all time. You know, really like this knife. So, you know, I just thought I'd bring you guys a different style of video. I don't really see very many use videos, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, testing videos of the knives. You see reviews, you know, reviews are good and everything, but I need to see more cutting demonstrations before I'm going to buy something. That's really what I'm interested in. More so the cutting performance of a blade over the actual, you know, design of the knife. More so, if I'm making sense, you know, I do care about the ergonomics and everything. You know, how the knife feels in the hand, but I do really care about the cutting performance. So if it's a really awkward blade, then I typically won't buy it. But Paramilitary 2, definitely a winner in my book. Really love this knife. And, you know, again, lighter fluid, guys, that's what gets that sticky crap off. You don't need to light it on fire or anything, just put a few drops on and wipe it straight off. I've seen somebody use lighter fluid and then they light it on fire. It's kind of stupid, but, you know, to each their own. And, you know, so just thought I'd share that little cutting demonstration with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'm going to be putting out many more. So, thanks for watching, guys. Always appreciate it.